Hey, my name's Malcolm, and this is a cheat engine tutorial for Elden Ring. Um, the table is still fairly new, but there's a lot of good features on this table so far. I wanted to try to help people uh, get a grasp on it because it can be a little complicated if you haven't done anything in any of the other Souls games. So first, you need to get Cheat Engine, the latest version, 7.4. If there's a newer version after that, just get that instead. It'll still work. Um, Beyond that, you will also need to join the Hexington Discord server. If you already have the table, you can click this to join it. Currently, this is required by them. Otherwise, you can't use some of the features in the table. Before we do any of this, there is a little bit of setup. Elden Ring has easy anti-cheat. If you do not have that disabled, the table will not work. It's actually programmed into this to tell you when it hasn't been done correctly. If the game isn't running, it'll tell you that as well. Pretty straightforward. So first, just open Elden Ring, have your cheat table open. First thing you have to do is open the table. If your cheat engine window is empty and there's nothing down here, you just want to go to this button here, open the table, and just go to wherever you saved the table, and it'll load it all into here. So first, once you have your table open and Elden Ring, just go to this process list here, attach it to Elden Ring. You can double click or hit open. You want to keep the list, so hit yes on that, and you just want to activate the top one. This basically enables the whole this basically is the initializer for the whole thing. You notice it hides the top portion. If you want to show that again, you can just hit show UI. Once you have this enabled, you can pretty much go through anything you want and modify any values. Params in Souls games are basically just large tables that hold a bunch of values and data for use in other things in the game, like how fast your spell moves through the air, like your projectile, how much magic it costs to cast that. All of that is stored underneath a param. For instance, your projectile would be bullet, magic would be your spell. You can think of magic in this instance. Surge O Flame is your magic, obviously. That is like your container for bullets or effects. And it gets a little more in-depth, like a attack is attached to a bullet, so it deals damage. So there's a lot of interlinking with params. But basically, I'm going to show you how to modify your spell to do something different, and how to save it so that you can always bring it back up later, and it'll kind of be your custom spell. So I kind of want to take this is like regular fire surge. This has been in like every Souls game. I want it to be longer. I want it to kind of reach the trees, and maybe like when it impacts the ground down there, I want it to like explode with another bullet. So it's not super complicated, but for doing something like that, but it can take a little bit of time. Basically, what you'd want to start with, we don't need to modify the spell because it already fires what I want it to do. It already points where I want it to point. So this doesn't need to be changed. What I do want to change is the projectile that's coming out. So to do that, we'll go under bullets, and you can find the ID on the spreadsheet that we have, or you can get it from the bullet logger. And this script basically just takes all of the bullets that are in the game currently in your area that are being launched, These ones here are most likely from the torches on these guys down here, or from something else around the area, so you can ignore those. But to get Fire Surge, you just use it. And this would be the Fire Surge ID. It's Fire Surge, it's Surge Flame, but whatever. This is the bullet ID. You just go down here, copy that, and you paste it into here. And now this is showing everything about this bullet. So if I make it, let's see, what if I make it a little faster? You probably don't know what most of these do, but it's alright. It'll be explained later. So now it goes further. I can make it go really far if I wanted to. And now it's just like a gun, basically. Fires really far. I'm going to go over all of this in a different video, but for now I'm just going to show you the basics on how to change something and save it. So I want this to, like I said, go down there. So we'll keep the fast velocity for now. And I want it to do something else when it hits. So hit bullet ID will be the bullet that spawns when it dies, basically. You can think of it when the spell is visible and it's active, it's alive. Obviously when it impacts, it's dead. So the life of this is the duration that it's active for. If I set it to 0, it will not spawn. If I set it to something like 5, it'll go way off in the distance and it won't go away for a long time. You can still see it out there. So basically, I want this to explode or something like that. So let's do something like a fire pot on impact. So let me aim over here. And as a weird behavior, it's kind of bouncing on stuff. So let's make it a little slower. It's a strange behavior. I didn't expect it to do that. Okay, so this spell just kind of like glides on the ground. I'm not sure why, but don't worry about that. As you can see though, when the bullet ends, it still launches a fire pot. So that works good. And I don't need to modify the fire pot. It explodes how I want it to, pretty much. If I wanted it to not glide on the ground, you could modify something else around here, but I'm not going to do that right now. So basically, if this is a very basic modification, it's just speed, the bullet ID, and that's it. So if you want to save this, you just go to the bullet save script right here and activate that. This orange tab here just generates everything underneath this. This is an example one that comes with the table. And this is the script that we just made. Currently, you can't actually see what it is. It's essentially encrypted. But every time I activate this, it will change what I want up here. And then if you disable it, it'll undo the changes again. So now it's pretty much the same as when it started. And then I go down to here, activate the script. You can see that it has changed what I've changed the first time, and now it'll go down and do the same thing. So that's basically how you use Param Patcher. It's very simple, very intuitive compared to older versions. If you like writing the scripts yourself and modifying existing scripts, you'll likely have to wait for another version. And because this will probably stay encrypted for a while. But again, undo it and then it returns to normal. Okay, so that was basically just for one thing, one param edit. If you want to change multiple things at once and save them into one script, it's a little different, but it's still very easy. Basically, let's say I want to change what Surge O Flame fires. And first, let me say that all of this is different than what will be in the public table. these offsets are not added yet, but they should be in the very next version. So if you're watching this and you don't have all of these, I'll still make sure to use the correct stuff here. So basically, in your table, however, cast animation is wrong. It's plus 28 in the official table. It needs to be plus 29 for the offset, and then it needs to be a 1 byte value, not a 4 byte. Once you do that, make that change, then this will work perfectly. So basically, let's go to Surge O Flame, and you won't be able to make this change right now, but you will be in the future. I'm just going to make this cost nothing to fire for the sake of example. I'll keep the animation, but I'm going to change the bullet. So let's go to the spreadsheet. I already have a value here I want to use. It's Comet Azure. And basically what this will do is make me fire this on repeat. I'll explain that behavior in another video, but currently that's all you need to know. And so we can go to bullet now. I want to give this bullet gravity, so I'll just set this to like 200. Okay, one sec. I am not editing the right bullet. Make sure you're using the right bullet. So this is the ID. Put the ID in the ID for bullets, and then all these will change. And now I can edit it. So now it'll affect it. Okay, so this is basically just a stream of water now. So we'll call this like water stream or something. And if I want to make it faster, shoot interval is the value you want to edit. So now instead of 0.2 seconds, it'd be 0.1. You can hear it's faster even, but you can also see it. Any faster than that, you might crash your game. I can do it. I know it'll work, but you don't want to do this most of the time. It'll be a little too crazy. And then once you have both of these edits, these are all the edits I want to do for this one. So we'll do magic save. It doesn't have an untick automatically, so you can just untick it each time. If it stays activated, it doesn't matter. And then bullet save, and we'll just close both of these, and then go down to where our scripts are generated. So you'll see there's two separate scripts. Each of these will do the changes that you just did, of course. But if you want to make it simpler, instead of having to activate both of these for both of these changes, since you can have like a ton of changes if you're editing like 3 bullets all at once, basically you'll just take this line. This is basically the entire script for when it's activated. And it makes it a little easier for that, but like I said, it's encoded, so you cannot see what it is. So take this line from magic script, and we're going to put it in the same spot in our bullet script. And it doesn't matter if there's a gap here. And then we'll go to magic, go to the magic script again, take the disable, so that when we turn it off, it'll disable properly, and just put that there. And now our bullet script is both our magic and our bullet script. We'll just hit OK. Don't hit the X when you're doing this, or the save it will not save your changes. You want to hit OK. We don't need magic script anymore, so we'll just call this water stream. And right now it's working without it being added, obviously, since we already have our changes here. So just to test to make sure it's working, let's just break it. Let's just make sure it doesn't work. Do it for both of these. Make it shoot nothing even. No, I'll keep that. My bad. And then cast animation, we'll just change it. Okay, so it obviously is broken. It clearly does not work the same way it did before. So we'll turn on water stream, and now it works again, because it saves all of your... It doesn't just save the changes, it saves everything. So even if you don't change like how long it lasts, it will remember this value. So when you re-enter it with the script, it'll fix everything basically. You could even make a backup, if you wanted to save what the default values are, you can just go in here, not make any changes, and then save it. And that way, if something fucks up, you can just hit the script you made, and it will reset it all to default. So that's basically how you combine things. You can do that with everything here. It's just as simple. It has it on every param you can think of here. Obviously, later there might be more. Something might change, but this is the main method right now. The simplest and easiest way for you to make your edits. So be sure to go to the Discord, because otherwise you will not be able to use this. This might change in the future, but for now it's required. So you just need to join off that. If it's not working, Discord has to be running as well. But on top of that, that's pretty much all there is to it. I'll probably go through explaining what all of these structs do in a different video, but for now, that's it.